Everybody stand. Bow your heads and avoid extra movements. Bow your heads. Spray. Bow your legs. Spray. Father God, we thank you so much for your faithfulness. We thank you for your protection always. Now and then. Thank you, dear God, for we can see, we still see each other today. Showing, dear God, your faithfulness towards us. And thank you for always providing our needs. Forgive us, Father, for all our sins, please. And help us here today for your glory. With us today, we have our classes, Father. Can we please continue to us? For the students, especially, hear something they can use in their daily lives. And for teachers to deliver the lessons in a simple way so that they can learn their God. And help us here to bless you in our needs today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Good afternoon, Nara.
Good afternoon, Teacher James.
To start, you have our house rules. For our house rules, first house rules, may I ask everybody to read? Go.
Be courteous to everybody.
Okay, be courteous to everybody, meaning to say do not be bully. You learn to respect everyone. Learn to be good, learn to be kind, and learn to be nice. Okay? How about the second one?
Respect one another's opinion.
Okay, if there is somebody that answers the question and then his or her answer is wrong, please do not laugh at them. Learn to respect everybody's opinion. How about the third one?
Participate in every activity.
Okay, if I see you participating in every activity, of course, when I'll be glad, I'll be giving additional points. Okay, the next.
If you have questions or you want to answer, just raise your hand and stand up with your phone.
Okay, do not answer in chorus. Meaning to say, if you have an answer, you raise your hand, and once I call you, you stand up and give your answer. And the next.
Be voice deduction for every unnecessary noise made by the group.
Deduction of 3 points in every unnecessary noise for every group. So learn to behave in our class. Okay. And finally,
Additional points will be given for the first group to complete the task given.
okay, once you will be the first to finish the task given, another additional points will be given to you. Isn't it nice?
Yes.
Yes. So learn to be fast in the activities. And let's have our grouping. Based to your performances, I already divided you into 6 groups. For the first group, we have Debbie, Riza, Althea, Early, Zairi Jan Jemark, and Margie Light. Okay, group 1. Later, you will stay at the first row. Okay. For group 2, we have Marinella, Mark June, Kim Ashley, Christian, Winnie Joyce, Rajan, Freddy, and Ella Sophia. So you'll be occupying the second row, the front seats. And for group 3, we have Andare Savannah, Trisha, Roby J, Laika Jane, Marvin Laiko, Joy, Lewin J, Seji, and Miles. You'll be occupying the third row, the front seat. And for the fourth group, we have Fiona, Marianne, Janian, Richie, Joanna, Regine, Kyle, and Kim Marco. You occupy the fourth row, the front page. And for group 5, we have Janelle, Alexander, Bea, Aaron, Josh, Jean, and Julian. You occupy the fifth row, the front seat. And for the sixth group, you occupy all the back seats. Okay? For our group 6, we have Michelle, April Shane, Kurt Cyril, Rogie, Ria, Shita, Warren Free, and Kim. Who were not called? join group 6. And what else? Maria, you join group 4. Okay, in 10 counts, you move to your respective areas. 10, 9, you got another extra. Okay, now activity, you send me your flight officer once I ask you to send me them. Okay? And prepare your notebook. And send me your once I call your name, you say here. Josh, Alexander, Keith, Mark June, Roby, Rogie, John Demar, Errol, Dave, Kyle, Zachary John, Lester John, Ray John, Gert Zyril, Walking Moxie, Miriam J, Freddie, Marvin Gerald, Marvin Lyko, Warren Phil, Christian, Jim, and Seji. Or ladies, Kim Ashley, Riza Joyce, Savannah, Richie, Regine, Rhea Sheila, Joy, Julian, Janelle, Trisha, Marinella, Miles, Marjorie, Debbie, Lega, Laika Jean, Michelle, Early Jane, Althea Marie, Marianne, Ella, Yulene, Joanna, Fiona, Ninia, Jenny Ann, and April. Okay, send me your supplies officer to get your supplies students. Yes. Okay, for our first activity in your notebooks, you write your daily allowance. How much do you receive as your daily allowance? Later na. It's not yet our activity. Okay, in your notebooks, you write down your allowances, then your expenses. How do you spend your allowances? An example was given on the board on the screen. So you have here, let's say your daily allowance is 50 pesos. You spend 10 pesos for your fare and 10 pesos for your snacks, and you have 30 pesos for your extra. You could have saved it or you can spend it with your daily. Sana all my daily. Okay. So do like this in your papers. What operations do you use? Subtraction. That is a basic mathematics. And you have learned it when? Okay, in kinder, but some of you who are not able to join the kindergarten, it's in your grade 1. So that's the basic mathematics. So you do it, I'll give you 30 seconds more. 30 seconds more to finish your work. 20 minutes, like 30 seconds. What did I say a while ago? 20 seconds. 15. It's not yet our Then, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, you assign numbers to your group mates. You assign numbers to your group mates. Okay, may I ask the number 3 of group 4? Sige, I hope more of you also save from your allowances. And learn to give also presents to your parents every special occasion. Okay, it's not easy for them to keep working for the whole family. And do you know that through your daily allowance or your savings, you can already own a business? Wow. Okay, with your savings or daily allowances, you can own a business. And later on, we'll be learning about this. How? We will be learning about this later. Okay, for your next activity, you can close your notes and use your cardboards with your chalk. For our first activity, you arrange the letters. Produce a meaningful word from the scrambled letters. Okay, for the first item, we have the scrambled letters. Okay, first, 30 seconds is even. 20, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raise your answers. 5 wrong. Okay, everybody got the correct answer. It's them. The answer is so right. Okay, next. Okay, you provide an eraser. You can use fresh papers and crumple it down. Then you erase the erase. Okay, next. You arrange the letters and produce a word, a meaningful word. 30 seconds. 20, 10, 2, 1. Raise your answers. Partner. Okay, the answer is partnership. Everybody got the correct answer. Next. 30 seconds. 20, 10, disqualified group 6. The correct answer is 4, 5, wrong. The correct answer is co-offered. Okay, everybody got the correct answer except group 6. Ay, sorry. Okay, this leads us to the following objectives. Everybody, can you read the objectives?
You should be able to describe and illustrate the different forms of business organization according to ownership. Appreciate the different forms of business organization and write example of business around the community.
At the end of the lesson, you must be able to describe and illustrate the different forms of business organizations according to ownership, appreciate the different forms of business organizations, and write examples of business around your community. So for our next activity, you match your, I have given you the terms and the descriptions. So for group 6, you are already disqualified, and for group 3, give you my love of points. Disqualified group 5, and so group 3, 5, and 6 will be disqualified for this activity. Okay, for this activity, you match the term with its descriptions and you stick it on the form. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute to do it. Go. 50 seconds. Okay, for the disqualified groups, you can stick, but I will give you deductions for them. Okay, you stick your answers, but I will give you deductions. 40 seconds. Go. Group 4, are you already disqualified? Okay, so last 5 points for group 4. And last 3 for what group 7. Write your group as well. Group 4 will be class 5. Followed by group 2. Yes, from the word sole or single, it signifies single ownership. And it is basically the simplest and most common form of business organization. And in this type of organization, in this form of organization, the owner and the business are not separate from each other. Meaning to say, when the owner dies, the business will eventually die. So they are not separable. They are inseparable. From the word in your English, what does this signify? Negativity or not, right? So it's inseparable. The owner and the business are not separable. So what happens to the owner will also happen to will affect the business. The second form of business organization is partnership. Okay, let's say we have King who wants to put up a business. And he needs, let's say he only needed 100. I may ask somebody to check the work. Sorry, Marinella for this side, please, and Tiham for this side. Okay, again, sole proprietorship. This is the simplest, the form of business organization which is owned by only one person. So you check like, where is your job? Next one. And partnership. Okay, for partnership, let's say he wants to put up a business. And in his business, he only needed 10,000 pesos. Okay, let's say only 10,000 pesos. And he has his savings of 10,000 pesos. What do you think is the business he can put up? Where he is the only owner? What form of business organization can he put up? It's only him who owns the business. See number 5 of group 3. When King wants to put up a business and he is the sole owner, the only owner, what form of business does he put up? Or anybody from the group 3? King, King put up a business. And he is the only owner of the business. What do you think is the form of business organization he has? Sole proprietorship. Since he's the only owner. And what if he now needs 50,000 and he has only 25,000? So he needed more finances. He needs more finances. And here comes, he approached Jose. Then Jose said, I have here 10,000 pesos. Do you want to receive my 10,000 pesos to help you put up the business? Then he said, yes, I can have it. Then he finds another one. And here comes Janelle. Here comes Janelle that is almost a millionaire. She has in her bank account 999,999 pesos. Then she is willing also to invest in King's business. So here comes how many owners now? 3. 10K for Mrs. King's. This is Jose's. And another 15,000 for from Janelle. How many owners does it have? 3. Okay, there are 3 owners. And they decided to put up a business. And they want to call themselves the third, fourth, we have the corporation. Let's say King wants to put up a grocery store. So it's quite bigger. And he needs more financial help. So here comes he needed 1 million pesos. Let's say he needed 1 million pesos. And he only has 200 pesos. The king is just 200 pesos. And he approached all his classmates in Nara before, since he's already a businessman. And here comes, he approached the GC. He messaged on the GC. Then he said, I'm looking for more financial investors. So there are many of his classmates who also agreed. So here comes many owners. So there are many owners, it's not anymore sole proprietorship, and it's not anymore partnership because he applies for the business as corporation. So nag-apply na ngayon si King for corporation. And in corporation, it is the law, it is the artificial person under the corporation law. So it is the law that declares that a business is a corporation. And the ownership is now based on shares of stocks. And these are transferable. Meaning to say, if you own some shares of stock, and then you needed cash, then you sold it, you sell it, the stocks will not be anymore yours. It will be for the buyer now. So let's say uh, Roberto has 100 shares and she needed cash. And here comes their shares of stock is sold by, let's say, 100 pesos per share. So she sold some of her stocks. She sells some of her stocks. And here comes Early, who also was willing to join the club. And she bought the stocks sold by Roberto, and she is now one of the owners. Anyway, stock can be sold by 10 pesos, by at least 10 pesos. It depends on the company. So that's why I told you, with your allowance or with your savings, you can be an owner of a corporation. Okay, some of the corporations, they sell their shares on stock by 10 pesos. Of course, it depends on the corporation. And we have finally the cooperative. When you check their work, a cooperative is everybody. What is a cooperative?
Cooperative is a duly registered association of persons with a common common interest, voluntarily joining together to achieve their social, economical, and cultural needs.
Okay, let's say for example, may I call on group 6 to 10? Oh, you're so slow. Take your seat. How about group 1? Only one stood out. Oh, there's only one member of group 1. Take your seats. How about group 2? Take your seats. Group 3. Take your seats. Group 4. Take your seats. Group 5. Okay, now you are not that sleepy. Okay, let's say for example, all the NARA students here, they decided to put up a sari-sari store where they can buy commodities with a cheaper amount. So they now decided to put up a cooperative. In cooperative, this is a business where the commodities will be sold according to the members, depending on the decision of the members. So let's say you have decided to sell cigarettes. Do you want to sell cigarettes?
No.
No, it's very harmful for your body. So do not cut them. Yes, it's from your endek. That's from your endek. To avoid using drugs, tobaccos, and liquors. And let's say on your sari-sari store, you sell here gulays or vegetables, and you also have your own garden. So you had your own garden so that you will buy the vegetables in a cheaper price. And here comes also the rotten fish, or we call this in Bisaya kinamos. Who among you here do not eat kinamos? So all of you eat kinamos. This is what we call rotten fish. At a cheaper price because the cooperative found a cheaper supplier, and it's the main supplier. So here comes the members, the owners of this form of business are contributing equitably to the capital of the cooperative. That's why I said a while ago they may have their own garden. They may buy from the main supplier so that they can buy the commodities. The commodities, these are in your AP. What's this? Commodities. Have you ever heard this word? You will be encountering this one maybe in your grade 10 maybe. So these are the goods or products and services. Products or services your business sells or renders. So here comes your commodities are cheaper than other stores. And of course, as a member, you contribute to the capital. Meaning to say, you give back to your capital. You cannot be a member unless you share your finances. That is equitably. So it refers to money. Then the members are expected to patronize their products and services. Meaning to say, being a member, you will be the first to buy from your store, from your cooperative. And we have many cooperatives in Valencia City, in our city. We have the Tabi Cooperative. We have have the Oro Cooperative. What else? The FICO. Oh, it's still a cooperative. So this is a form of the business. No, the government agency which governs the cooperatives is the Cooperative Development Authority, or we call this CDA for short. May I ask number three of group one? Number three of group one. Who is the governing government agency who regulates the corporations, the private corporations in the Philippines? Corporations, the SEC, or Securities and Exchange Commission. While in cooperative, number five of group five, is the government agency governing the regulation of cooperatives. CDA, or everybody, what is CDA? Cooperative Development Authority. And the word cooperative appears in the name of the entity. So once you see a business name having cooperative at the end of their name, it is a cooperative. The form of its business organization is cooperative. Okay, let's summarize everything. So prepare your manual for each group. What are the four forms of business organization? What are the four forms of business organization? Sole proprietorship. Okay, these four are the forms of business organizations. Anybody who can help me take off of this? So group four, we have 15 points for 5 points each. For group six, how much? 5. For group five, we have 15. Group three, we have 15. Group two, how many correct answers? 15. And group one, 15. Okay, you write your names on the one hole. For one hole for each group, not individual. What's it called? Okay, in your one hole, you make a diagram. Do you know what is a diagram? Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'll give you an example. Example is the first form of business organization. What's the first form of business organization? Group one. Group one. What is the first form of business organization? Group one. The first form of business organization. Sole or single proprietorship. So, in making a diagram, okay, let's say in a sole proprietorship, we have this. This is the sole proprietorship. This is the organization or the business or the company. Or you can use any of the three. Organization, business, or company. And how many owners does the sole proprietorship have? One. So you put another circle here with one owner. And how do you call the owner of the sole proprietorship? It's the sole proprietor. It's the sole proprietor. Meaning the only owner. So you provide me the Partnership, yes. Partnership, the corporation, and the cooperative. I'll give you 2 minutes to finish. Okay, you can use other shapes. It's not necessary that you use oval. You can use star if you want. You can also use square or rectangle, depending on your taste. Yes, sorry. You can write your names at the back. It's already occupied. Help. If you do the partnership, the corporation, and the cooperative. How many owners does the corporation have? Huh? 5 to 15 for corporation. And how do you call the owners? How do you call the owners of a corporation? How do you call the owners of a corporation? Stockholders or shareholders. How about with your cooperative? How do you call the owners? Huh? Anybody? Less than cooperative members. That is how you call the owners of cooperative. How about your partnership? How many owners does a partnership have? Yes, Marinella. Two or more. And how do you call the owners of a partnership? King? You stand up. Partners. So you do the diagram. How many owners? You put there how many partners? Or you make how many circles or rectangles? Oh, that's a different question. So 1 minute more. Okay, more additional points for group 4. And additional for group 5. You help them right. You help your secretaries right. You can actually make some shapes and then let your writer or your secretary write within the shapes so that you will finish fastly. 50 seconds. Additional point for group 3. 30 seconds. individual. So you prepare 1/4. For those who are not yet done, you can finish it for later. You can finish later, I will still accept your paper. As long as you submit your work within the day. Okay, 1/4 sheet of paper. In your 1/4, you choose from the following choices. This is a matching type activity. For the first column, I'll be reading it to you. I'll be dictating it while your column B are on the screen. And those are your choices. Are you ready? Number one. Number one. You write the letters on me of your choices. Number one. What business organization is a duly registered association of persons with a common bond of interest, voluntarily joining together to achieve their social, economic, and cultural needs? And the members of this organization is called members, are called members. The business organization, what business organization is that? A registered association of persons with a common interest, voluntarily joining together, meaning to say they have the same desire. So they join together to achieve their social, economic, and cultural needs. And the owners of this form of organization are called members. Number two, what form of business organization is owned by only one person? Owned by only one person, and it is the simplest and most common type of business. What form of business organization is owned by only one person? Only one person, and this is the most common type of business. The simplest and common type of business. Okay, number three. What form of business organization is owned by two or more persons called partners? This could have two or more partners. What form of business organization is it? What form of business organization is owned by two or more persons called partners? Number four. Just write the letter of your answer. Number four. What form of business organization calls the owners as stockholders or shareholders? The owners. What form of business organization where the owners are called stockholders or shareholders? And this form of business organization is owned by 5 to 15 persons. Okay, number 5. What form of organization is Ayala Corporation? What form of business organization is Ayala Corp? Ayala Corp. Number 6. Number 6. Okay. We have the newly opened Resto Bar in Binuran Road, where the owners are formerly classmates in college. And during their after graduation, they worked and saved some money. After which they met again and they formed a business organization manager nowadays is the son of our very own principal, Ma'am Mystery Accounting. So what do you think is the form of business they have? What form of business do they have? There are only two owners, and they call themselves partners. For number 7, you make a diagram for sole proprietorship. This is for your number 7. Number 8 is for 8 for partnership, 9 for corporation, and 10 cooperative. You make a diagram. Diagram is the one I wrote here. Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't able to show the correct answer. Return my best error, ha? Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes since it's already time. I'll give you another 2 minutes to finish your work. 1 minute, 50 seconds. 1 minute, 40 seconds. Diagram for self-proprietorship number 7, number 8, partnership, corporation for number 9, and operating for number 10. Just provide the minimum ownership. The minimum ownership. 1 minute, 30 seconds. One minute. 50 seconds. 40 seconds. 30 seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pass your papers. You finish or unfinished. Or you give to your leaders, and leaders you give to the papers. Okay, for your assignment, the answer sheets and your drops and your scotch tapes and scissors. Okay, copy this on your notebook or have a picture. Arrange your chairs. Arrange your chairs. Use those for your scores and give me your total scores here. Okay, total your scores. And arrange your chairs.
Ito, diretso.